could have stayed where I was and done the things that I wanted to do, but I was thinking on such a small scale. Think bigger. Go bigger. Stop thinking so small. When things aren't so great, that's when people show their true colors. Please show me your true colors. Do I want to talk about dating? I want to talk about dating. Should I talk about dating? It's the hot girl summer. I'm trying to live the hot girl summer. How about you? Yeah, I know you are. So it's been a minute and I'm back to do a makeup chit chat and just talk to you and catch up a little bit. It's been a minute since I've been back, so I just want to catch up. I don't think I've done a video like this where I'm just talking to you and just us getting to know each other a little bit. So I'm gonna do an eye look. I don't really have any plans on what eye look I'm actually gonna do. We're just gonna go with the flow. So let's get started. So I'm gonna pull my hair back because, girl, how am I supposed to do my makeup with this hair in my face? So if you haven't already, what you're doing is subscribe to your girl. Support, comment, like, subscribe, all that down below. So yeah, what have I been up to? I haven't posted since my birthday. I haven't posted a video in a couple of months. I've had a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Life changes, you know. I feel like I'm hitting some milestones in my life. All good things, all happy things, all wonderful things, but things that kept me busy and just focused. And so I had to put all my focus on these things and these changes. I recently moved, which was a huge thing. I moved out of state from where I was living before. If you know, moving out of state, moving all my whole life, transitioning to a new state, which I'm excited about. I just feel so blessed and so fortunate to be able to have that decision to actually move out of state. I was able to be closer to family, so that was good. Prior to me moving, I basically had 60 days to move, and that was crazy because me moving, yeah, I had 60 days, but I had to, you know, put in notice of me leaving my old place, find movers to move me out of state. I had to you know, kind of transition my whole life, but it was just a lot of work. And so in 60 days I moved, and I really am happy I made the move. Let me say this, when I chose to move, my mind was all over the place. You know, I kind of wanted to stay where I was, but I wasn't around family where I was. I moved to where I was for my career. And when you exceed in that and you don't have family around, it's like, I'm ready to get back to family and get back to my support system, the people I love. Going back to when I decided to move. So when I decided to move, it was a lot of emotions going on when I decided to move. Like, I knew I needed to move. I knew what God was telling me to do. I knew God was telling me to move, right? But sometimes when God asks you to do certain things, I've never had this in my life where God pushed me to do something so much and I didn't really know why. Is that crazy? Like, trusting in God, I've never been in a position where I trusted God so much and I didn't have the answer necessarily as to why. You know, I'm single, no kids. I have nothing holding me back from going anywhere in the world. It's not like, you know, if I wanted to, I could go back to where I was living before if all else fails. But for me, you know, being transparent, it's like I felt like, okay, am I giving up by going back home with my family? 6 years I have been living away from my family, but it was like me going back, it was kind of like, dang, like, I'm going back to my family. Is that something I should do? Stick it out or go somewhere else? I'm grown, I'm independent, I don't need to be around my family necessarily. But no lie, like, I was going through a lot, and being around my family and having the choice to be able to be back with my family was going to help me a lot. And I knew just their support, just their mental emotional support, their physical support, being able to physically be there for me, I knew I needed their support. But I felt like a part of me was kind of like giving up. I'm such a independent person, and I hate asking anybody for anything. So for me being able to move, I really was stepping out of my comfort zone, and it was something I had to really pray about. Not that my family is so happy that I'm back. It's not even like anyone would ridicule me or say anything to me because I'm coming back. Like, they've always wanted me to come back to my hometown. But for me, I felt like I was giving up on my independence a little bit by coming back and coming back to my hometown. Call me crazy, but I did. I felt that way. So this move, like, I really had to speak to God about, like, okay, what is it that Chantel wants? What is it that I want in my life? And what is it that God has planned for me? Because those are two different things. You know, those are two different things. What I want for me and what God wants for me are two different things. And I'm telling you, in the span of like 6 months, all of this has hit me. You know what I'm saying? So all of this has hit me that, oh, you know, your plan is not always God's plan. So my plan was I was going to live where I was, eventually like meet someone, get married in a few years, you know, continue with my ambitions where I was. And I'm telling you, a year ago, if you would have told me I'd be back here, it would have been a different story. So before I left, I don't know if anybody does this, but like, and maybe I'm the only one, I'm crazy. I'm like, okay, God, give me a sign. If I'm supposed to be here, then give me a sign. And then I'd be like, I need this sign. I need you to do it. I need you to tell me that like the light that I'm going to cross through is going to turn red or something. And like little things like that, I'd get those signs, and I'd even get even bigger signs. But I got to the point where it was just like, God is like, look, how many times do I have to tell you what I want you to do? No, you don't know why, but you need to, you know, go back to where you were from. You need to move. So when all the things started to align and position themselves where it was like, how could I say no? Everything is in perfect alignment for me to be here. And I know it's the support that I need, right? So when everything aligned and everything worked out, it was kind of like, how can I say no to this opportunity? And when would this opportunity come up again for me? When will all of these things align like this? Rarely would that happen again, you know? So I took the opportunity and I decided to leave. And even in the moments that I decided to leave, things became real. I started telling people, you know, my job knew. When I started making those real big commitments to actually leave, and it started to become real, it still wasn't real to me. I was like, oh gosh, like I'm really about to move. I'm really about to leave. I'm really about to do this. And I'm like, and people are asking me why. And my main reason was because God told me to, but a lot of the reasons are because of past things that I've gone through, and maybe I'll explain those things in another video. But there's a lot of things that kept me where I was that weren't things that were concrete enough for me to stay. There were a lot of what ifs in those reasons, and nothing that was guaranteed. And a lot of what I was coming here to when I moved were guarantees. So I started thinking to myself, like, why am I not taking something that's guaranteed, positive, has so many possibilities because of one small what if I were to stay in the position I was in before? So after praying about it, and after thinking about it, and after doing all of these things and talking to people that I love, I chose to move. And I moved with some things not so certain, but a lot of things guaranteed. Fast forward to me taking the leap of faith and actually moving here. You know, I've been back for a month now, and I've been here for a month now, and I mean, it's the best decision I could have ever made. And looking in hindsight, not knowing what God had planned for me, or not fully stepping into knowing like what possibilities, what could happen. It's only been a month, and there's been so many confirmations of why I'm here that are beyond me. You know, I'm here not just for myself, for me, and to help others to be here for certain life-changing situations that are happening in the next few months. To be a part of just life-changing things that are happening with close friends, family, things like that. And so me coming home, or me coming here, was God pushing me to be here for reasons that were beyond my knowledge, or beyond what I even could have expected or thought. And it's just so funny how things work out that way. Like, I always say, through your hardships, there's always a testimony, and there's always a blessing on the other end of it that is beyond sometimes what you want, and beyond, you know, what you could ever imagine. And so while I'm here, and while, if you would have told me a year ago that I would have been where I am today, I would have said, hell no. I would have said, no, that's not possible. That's not what I would be doing. That's not where I'll be. You know, that's not, nah, I'm good. Like, no thank you. And then for it to be how it is now, and for me to be such in a happy place, and in such a good spirit, in such a good space in my life, that's a blessing. That's amazing. That's a testimony. Sometimes you just don't know what's on the other side of your blessing. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. And I feel like you have to trust in God. You really do. You have to really trust in Him. And that's easier said than done, right? But God is bigger than me. And He will place you in situations where you will do the unexpected. And what you thought was your plan, He has so much better. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, or what I've learned in my testimony, is that sometimes we think so small. You know, I could have stayed where I was and done the things that I wanted to do, but I was thinking on such a small scale. Like, I was thinking of goals, which were great goals, but I never thought outside the box to think like, but Chantel, you can have more than that. Like, yeah, those are nice goals, but those are miniature. And the whole time, God is looking at me like, why are you thinking on such a small scale? Like, yeah, those things are nice goals, but I have bigger plans for you. And it's so funny, like, I didn't even think outside of the box of these plans. Like, the opportunities and the things that are coming to me now, like, I never even thought, yeah, I thought about them, but I'm just like, I don't know. They were so far out of my thought process because I thought I couldn't attain those things, or I couldn't do those things. And God is like, why are you thinking on such a small scale? Like, think bigger. Go bigger. Stop thinking so small. Like, yes, you have all these opportunities afforded to you, and you're not thinking on a grander scale. Like, what's wrong with you? Let me show you the light that you can think bigger, and you can have more, and you can do more. And so when I started thinking in that way, and it became, you know, apparent to me that I was just thinking way too small. Like, you know, His way is better for me because it's outside of what I ever could imagine, and it's even better than what I could have expected. It really, really is. And the things that I was timid about in moving back, all of those things that I prayed about are not a concern here. Which is amazing, to be honest, because a lot of the reasons I wouldn't have lived here, like, none of those reasons have happened as to why I knock on wood. Now, that's not to say the things, you know, it's only been a month, y'all. So I know in this journey comes trials and tribulations, but I'm just saying, like, those things have not happened yet. And I'm not saying they won't, but, you know, right now, those fears that I've had of things happening, you know, God is reassuring me, like, okay, like, what you were so fearful of, I got you. Like, that was the problem, don't worry about it, I got you. Like, it's just crazy. I know some of my followers, you know, you may not be Christian, and if not, then, you know, if you're not a Christian, teach his own. I feel like, you know, I'm not here to push anything on you. I hope you don't feel that way. Like, I'm not here to you know, you can fast forward to another conversation that I'm having. It's not about that. I really just wanted to share with those that the things that I've gone through and some things I've learned in the last few months. And I do I think it's because of God. I know it's because of God. And so I just wanted to share that. He's so awesome. And, you know, anything that you're fearful in doing, do it. And sometimes lead by faith, not by sight. Because when I used to hear that phrase, or when I used to hear that, I'm like, how am I going to... I did something so big as to move out of a state. Because it was tugging on my heart. God was pulling on my heart to do so. I didn't have all the answers. But I'm telling you, he reassured me that, you know, you don't need to have all the answers because I have them for you. And if you just trust in me, I told you you're good. Like, if you just trust in me, all those things will align itself. So just knowing that and going through that, it's just been a blessing in my life, and I could not imagine a better outcome than what I have now. So it's a blessing. Other than that, like, big girl, I've been working, of course. I've been trying to get organized in this move. Maybe I'll do a little tour, I don't know, but I've been getting organized in my new space. I've been trying to just focus on Chantel, focus on me. I've had to reevaluate some of my relationships. You know, when you go through things, when things aren't so great, that's when people show their true colors. Please show me your true colors. Please do. I need to see them, because your girl is not trying to be in friendships, relationships, situationships that are not going to benefit me in the future, period. When I say benefit me, I mean it needs to be a mutual relationship. I take friendships, relationships, all of that very seriously, and like sometimes too much. I care about people sometimes more than they care about their damn selves. And that's no bullshit. But when you go through something and you see that, you know, and I get it, everybody's going through something, right? Like, I don't think that, like, I think everybody goes through their stuff. But even when I'm going through, I find the strength to reach out to others, see how my friends are doing. Like, I still think and care about my friends. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not that friend that, like, oh, you gotta call me every week. Far from it. It's like, have you ever had friendships where people just like get mad because they haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks? Like, and if so, like, I really want to know that in the comments. Like, are you, how, like, do your friends really expect y'all to communicate like every week? Because I understand that people are busy and we have lives. I have friends with children. I have friends with husbands, married. Like, I'm so understanding of those relationships, and I'm so understanding of real life. Like, come on. When your friends know you're going through something and they show compassion for that situation, that's appreciated. All somebody can do is kind of like talk about themselves when they know that you're going through something, or they don't check up on you, or, you know, when they're consumed with the things that are going on with themselves. You know, I'm a type of person, I sit back and observe a lot of things, and it's just like, you know, I just basically am evaluating my friendships and the people that I know I need in my life. You know, I take that serious. You know, who I keep in my circle, who I keep around me, because that really does affect your well-being. Like, you know how people say you are the company you keep? It's kind of true. Like, you know, I try to surround myself with forward-thinking people who want to grow, who want more, who identify with some of the things that I identify with. I still have friends from forever ago, but I can say that everyone's trying to level up. And so sometimes, you know, not everybody's in that same boat or doesn't have the same mindset. They're not supposed to, but sometimes you just outgrow people. So that's that on that. This has been happening these last couple of months. Do I want to talk about dating? I want to talk about dating. Should I talk about dating? You know, I don't want to talk about dating. So I don't know. We're gonna talk about. I'll talk about all the blessings in moving and things like that. One thing that's been hard, okay, being around family, they're trying to fatten my ass up. My grandma be cooking every Sunday. Like, it's a problem. And like, I've been eating out a lot, and that's another thing. Like, I have to stop eating out. I eat out way too much. And y'all know I love to cook, so it's not even because of that. It's just me, I guess, getting settled into moving here. But the excuses are out the window for real, because I really need to go ahead and start making food and making meals. Like, it's a problem. Another thing is like, okay, because I'm back home, you would think like, okay, like I have friends from here from when I was younger and stuff like that. But a lot of people, you know, they've got their own lives, and they've got their own thing going on. And so I'm like trying to meet like women out here, other women that either, you know, just are entrepreneurs or just business women, or just women who are looking to have friends and like go to brunch, chill, turn up a little bit on the weekends. Like, turn up and find all the hot spots. Am I crazy? Like, I really want to just like get to know my city again, and I just don't know where any of the spots are. I've been away for 6 years, so I'm trying to rediscover my city and just try to find all the little hot spots and stuff. But I have nobody to do that. I don't have a turn up partner. I don't have anybody who's down to like kick it on the weekend. So I don't know. Recently I got up on a meetup app, because I remember when I moved out of state the last time, in order to meet new people, I didn't know anybody when I moved. I just took a leap of faith and moved, and I went on the meetup app and was able to meet up with just groups of women and get to know different women. So I'm trying to be open and do that. So that's what I'm on now. I'll let y'all know how that goes. Another thing I'm trying to do is build relationships, build friendships, trying to find people, like-minded people like myself, and get to know different women. Like, I'm open to that. Like, I feel a little turn up. Does anybody feel me on the turn up? It's a hot girl summer. I'm trying to live the hot girl summer. How about you? Yeah, I know you are. I know you are. I also, like, I'm ready for a freaking vacation. Like, I feel like throughout my move and everything, I didn't take one bit of vacation. I want to go to the Caribbean. So that's another thing, y'all. So in the last couple of months, I got my freaking passport. I know I'm late, don't laugh at me, but I'm psyched. Like, I should have been having my passport. It's just one of those things, girl. It's just one of those things. I should have been done that. So this is the final look. I used the James Charles palette. I used these colors. I used this color, that color for my eye, the top of my brow, and this color and that color. I love this palette. I feel like it has, you can do so many fun looks with this palette. I was so happy when I got it, and everything is just so pigmented. But yes, here goes my final look. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Did you identify with any of the things and topics that I discussed? You know, your girl's just going through a transition, but I want y'all to be along for the ride for it. You know what I mean? Like, life changes, but y'all gonna ride with me. So we look forward to another video. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. So until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.